atomic mass. Atomic mass is represented by AR. It is represented by AR. It is the mass of an individual element. Atomic mass is the mass of an individual element. It is the mass of an individual element. For example, we have sodium Na, which is 1123, magnesium, which is 1224. You are not supposed to memorize these numbers which I am writing, as you would be provided with periodic table. Calcium, which is 20, 24, 20 and 40. Calcium is 20 and 40. So this greater number is basically its mass. This greater number, which is 23 in the case of sodium and 24 in the case of magnesium and 40 in the case of calcium. So this greater number is, this larger number indicates atomic mass. This number is actually atomic mass. Okay. Next we have relative formula mass. Relative formula mass. Relative formula, also called relative molecular mass. Relative formula mass is basically the sum of relative atomic masses. It is the sum of relative atomic masses of atoms shown present in the formula. Present in the formula. Alright, so relative formula mass or molecular mass, which is represented by MR, capital M and small r, it is basically the sum of relative atomic masses. It is the sum of relative atomic masses of atoms which are present in the formula. For example, we have NaCl. This is the formula of sodium chloride. Na represents sodium and Cl represents chloride. So this is NaCl. This is the chemical formula. Alright. Now we are required to find its molecular mass or formula mass. So in calculating formula mass, what do we need to do? We simply add up their relative atomic masses. Alright, so for relative atomic masses, we need to see the periodic table. Alright, so let us just open periodic table. Alright, so basically this is the periodic table which I am opening up. Okay, so here we can see here we can see that sodium is 1123 and the larger number, we have already discussed, the larger number represents mass number. So what do? We simply add up individual atomic masses. So this is for MR of sodium, it would be, MR would be, sodium represents 23, sodium represents 23, so this is 23, and Cl represents, Cl is here, it represents 35.5. So the atomic mass of Cl is, 35.5. So we simply add up the atomic masses to calculate the relative formula mass. So this is, Cl is 35.5, so 23 plus 35.5 will give us the relative molecular mass. Okay, 23 plus 35.5. So the answer is 58.5. So basically 58.5 is the MR of sodium chloride. Okay, so for example, if we need to calculate the MR for oxygen, which is O2, so we do the same process. We see the atomic mass of oxygen, which is 16 according to the periodic table. So atomic mass of oxygen is 16, and this is the number of atoms. This number represents number of atoms. So it has 2 atoms of oxygen. So 16 will be multiplied by 2. So the MR of oxygen is 32. This is the MR of oxygen. Alright, so let us do another example which is very important. Hydrated copper 2 sulfate. This is 5H2O. You are not supposed to memorize the formula. So we just simply need to calculate the molecular mass of it. So how do we do so? We simply add up the atomic masses. Alright, so now we need to calculate for hydrated copper 2 sulfate. Alright, so mass of copper is 63.5. Okay, so mass of copper is 63.5 plus mass of, as this is another element, copper is another element, so if there is a change of element, we add up, we put a plus sign. So copper is 63.5 plus sulfur, and sulfur is in, yes, sulfur is in group 6, which is, it is 32. So AR of sulfur is, atomic mass of sulfur is 32, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So as oxygen has 4 atoms, so 16 must be multiplied by 4. Alright, so instead of this dot, what you are supposed to do, always keep this thing in mind, this is very important point. Instead of dot, write plus, and afterwards whatever it is written, whatever the number, put that number. And for water, always keep in mind, you need to calculate the MR and write it inside the brackets. You need to calculate the MR for water and write it inside these brackets. So basically MR of water would be, as hydrogen is 1 listen, MR of hydrogen is 1, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So now we need to calculate the MR of water, which is atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, that is multiplied by 2, which is the number of atoms of hydrogen, 1 multiplied by 2, plus atomic mass of oxygen, which is 16. So this gives us the value 18. So you need to calculate this value separately, then type in within this bracket. Alright, so when we add it up, this will give us the relative molecular mass of hydrated copper 2 sulfate. Okay. So 63.5 plus 32 plus 16 multiplied by 4 plus 5 multiplied by 18. So the final answer is 249.5. 249.5. So this is the process of finding relative molecular mass or relative formula mass.